Greetings, my wonderful students. Today we are going to discuss the principles of government, the essential features of a state. Now, when I say the essential features of a state, I don't mean a state as in the United States, one of those. I mean a state as in an actual country or a government. For example, the United States government itself is a state, an example. And to be a country or a state, you have to have a population. Societies where the population has basic agreement about beliefs are the most stable, beliefs regarding how the government should be run and the society should be structured. The population also affects the political organization of a state, such as the way we do by creating other miniature governments that we call states to organize different regions of the country. A territory. Now, a state must have specific boundaries. This can be a source of conflict between countries, etc. Sovereignty. A state has the supreme authority within its own boundaries and has complete independence and power to make laws and shape its own foreign policy. We can't tell Germany how to interact with other countries, and Germany can't tell us how to interact with other countries. Nor can we tell Germany what laws it must pass for its own citizens, and Germany cannot tell us either. No state has the right to interfere with the internal affairs of another state. Government, an institution which maintains order, provides public services, and enforces decisions that are binding on all people living within a state. Where did the state come from? First concept is evolutionary theory. Governments may have arisen out of family connections, in which someone was in charge of the family and therefore became in charge of an extended family of cousins, second cousins, etc. Then there's the force theory. The idea that governments may have first formed out of force as people were brought under the control of one person, one group conquering another. Then there's the divine right theory. Now, this is the idea that God or the gods, depending on which civilization you're in, chose the rulers. This was very important to many early civilizations. Think ancient Egypt and even the Middle Ages, etc. And then there's the social contract theory. This is the one that we generally follow today. Now, Thomas Hobbes stated that people give the king total power and in order to keep order, and that the people have no rights because they've given all the power to the king. Now, John Locke said the people do give the king the power to keep order, but also to protect the rights of the people. And according to Locke, if the rights of the people are not protected, the people can change or abolish the government and create a new one. Now, the purposes of government. Other than Locke's ideas of protecting natural rights, the main purpose of government has always been to maintain social order. They create courts to solve disputes instead of allowing people to physically harm each other to solve disputes. There are limits on what people can do for the good of society. Another thing is to provide public services. Projects that people could not or would not be able to do on their own, sewer systems or even interstate highway systems, which would be very expensive to do on a small local level. They also pass and enforce laws that promote public health and safety. Providing national security. They protect the nation from attack. They also handle normal relations with other countries, think ambassadors and embassies and such. The state also makes economic decisions. Economic problems, such as a depression, can cause unrest or even a civil war. The government intervenes to prevent these problems. It also passes laws to control the economic environment of a nation, saying what people's property rights are and how people can dispute property rights, or if someone gets into an accident and they destroy your stuff, how can you seek restitution or get damages paid to you as a result of that. Governments try to stimulate economic growth and stability and control inflation and encourage trade. And that is the end of this slideshow.